Global perspectives.
Yeah. As I am drawn to, I'm having a little trouble wording this, so just kind of be patient with me.
Oh, all right.
As I am drawn to activities which have more of a global focus from the perspective of working with people to bring them together in ways that help them to move forward and transform. And I'm sure there are a lot of other people in the room who have that focus as well. There are two sides to that coin. One is to be of service on the planet is something I'm very drawn to.
Yes.
Another is that there are such looming situations with Earth. Looming situations such as the Earth breakdown cataclysmically and societally, the things that are going on. It's the transition period.
Are you seeing those as negative or positive?
Well,
a simple question, simple answer.
I'm seeing them as negative, but knowing that we've got to make it positive. We've got to transform them into positive.
And how do you do that? By seeing them as positive. Oh.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right.
Who's in charge here? You are. How do you transform something that's negative into something that's positive? By seeing it as positive. By responding to it in a positive way. By using it in a positive way.
Okay, good. So that actually is more the question of how is the positive way when you're
give me a specific example.
If you're gathering people together and saying...
What, in a basket?
Let's say in an event.
In an event, all right.
If you're gathering people together and saying, you know what, we're coming together because we want to change things and make it more positive, this transition.
Yes, and how will you do that? And again, can you be more specific? What is it that you would like to change specifically? Name one thing.
The polarization of people.
What does that mean?
That means that, like, for instance, right now we've got a polarization between the Democrats and the Republicans politically. We've got a polarization between
creatively speaking, creatively speaking from your imagination, from your creative imagination, can you define a particular act or idea that you believe would be representative of allowing there to be a more creative way to deal with that particular kind of circumstance?
Yes, by bringing out the more positive aspects of our commonalities. That's where I'm looking at now.
All right, and so what are you doing in that direction, specifically?
Specifically, I'm putting together an event that brings that out artistically, and speakers and performers, by having people do representations of peace in the pragmatic form of, like, paintings about how you can implement compassion, how you can understanding, all the pieces, the principles.
All right, so what's the problem?
I guess we've been talking about what we do with ourselves.
Yes.
And there's a little bit of a confusion for me about when I'm trying to do something that's more oriented towards a group.
Yes.
Where might I be stepping across the line? I'm
what
wanting
line
to
is there to step across? What line is there to step across? What line have you defined?
Okay, maybe. Okay, if I'm questioning it, all right, then
questioning the doing of this thing.
If I'm questioning the how, not the doing of it, but the how.
The how? You just told me how.
I did, yes.
So what's the question?
Oh, screw it. I guess the question is, well, we're talking about this big transition and that it's going on according to all of our beliefs and stuff, and then I'm looking at it from a different perspective of, and we're also a group, and there's a way that we can come together as a group and make a change in this transition to make it easier and more elegant.
And that's what you said you are doing. So where's the problem?
That will make a change, right?
Of course it will. You don't think it will?
Well,
you don't think you have impact? Is that the actual question? Will I actually have impact? Is that your question?
I guess it is.
Well, of course you have impact. I already told all of you have impact just by being alive. The point is not, am I going to have an impact? The question is, can I put myself in the appropriate state to be able to see that I am having impact always?
Right.
So what
In
you are
whatever
doing
form.
by following your excitement is making it more possible for you to get reflections in your own ability to perceive that you are already making an impact. Not that you will make an impact. You are following your excitement to make it more possible for you to perceive that you already have an impact. No matter what you do, as long as you're following your highest joy, you know it's going to have an impact. It is having an impact. It is having an impact.
Yes.
So that's why you don't have to worry about that. All you have to do is be yourself and follow your joy, knowing it's having an impact. Just by being you, in whatever way that means. So where's the problem?
There's no problem. Thank you.
Are you sure you clearly understand this?
Yes.
Then explain it to me.
Sorry, April, I tried.
Let's see how much you learned.
Okay. If I'm drawn to do an activity to make a positive impact on a global level,
Yes.
and that excites me, which it does,
Yes.
and I am focusing upon activities and concepts that are peace-oriented,
Yes.
such as compassion and cooperation and all that stuff, then bringing people into that energetic and having them participate in that energetic will have a positive.
Have.
All right, thank you. All right, does have a positive impact.
There you go.
Now, see, I agree with that because I can see that every time I mention it, it changes something.
Exactly.
So it's not the event; it's the changing of leading up.
It's the changing of yourself. If you want to see anything in your world change, change yourself. So all you have to do is be yourself and change in the ways that are relevant to you being more and more of yourself. And that is change in the world, because you have changed yourself and you are in the world.
Right.
Don't worry about changing others. Change yourself.
Right.
Be the example, and if then they so desire, they will have an example to follow.
Right.
So just be yourself.
Okay.
That's all you have to do. Understand, as we have used the analogy before, it's like you are all gears and you're all enmeshed. All of you. The teeth are touching. Now, you may be touching the gear next to you, and you may not be directly touching the gear 1,000,000 miles away, but the gear next to you is touching that one and that one and that one and that one and that one, and then 1,000,000 miles away, that gear is still connected to your gear because of all the intermediary gears. So if you turn your gear even just a little this way, the gear 1,000,000 miles away still has to turn. So any change is a total change. Any change is a total change. And the more you start to see the world that way, the sooner you will see the changes that are representative of the changes you have made.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And a you good day.
Nice
One
to
moment.
finally see you.
One moment.
Okay.
What is your time frame remaining for this transmission? All
I
right.
have a friend who has cancer.
Yes.
And then she's been very positive for 3 years. And she tried all those things. Then it spread one place to the other.
Yes.
And at one point, one of the doctor in Japan told her if her vibration raises, she can cure
Yes.
herself.
Yes.
But she's in the hospital, and is there any advice that you can give it to us? That
It will be up to the belief system of that person to be able to adopt what can be done. She may not choose to do it. The choice is up to that person. You understand?
Yes.
But first and foremost, the easiest way to raise the vibration of your body is through thorough detoxification. She may not be able to do that in a hospital if she's been giving all sorts of medication that is toxifying the body. So if she is willing to follow a path, and this is not to say that she will not still decide to die from cancer, because many people still decide to do that regardless. But if she is willing to allow for the possibility that she can live and wants to truly implement the idea of something that will raise her vibration, then a thorough detoxification of the system and the ingestion into the system of the proper organic natural nutrients will allow her body energy to naturally heal itself if she detoxifies herself thoroughly enough. So a strong program of detoxification, a flushing out of the colon, of the liver, of the spleen, of the kidneys, of the gallbladder, flushing them out, ridding the body of all the toxic elements that are on your planet that you get from your food, your water, your air, as best as she possibly can, really cleaning out with a thorough program, and then putting in nothing but fresh, organic, natural substances, herbs, foods, to give her all the actual nutrients that then can be absorbed by the body, because once toxified, the body cannot absorb those nutrients to really help it heal. But once the toxins are eliminated, the body can absorb the proper nutrients, and thus it will give it the building blocks, because the body automatically heals if you just get the toxins out of the way and put the proper building blocks in. It will automatically heal itself of anything. Anything. But the person has to be willing to believe that and has to be willing to take the actions in accord to that. And if they're not willing to take those actions, then all the information in the world and how easy it is for this to actually happen will not make a difference. Do you follow me?
Yes.
Does that help you?
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. About 90 to 95% of all diseases you experience on your planet can actually be alleviated with exactly what I just said. It's as simple as that. Your body's consciousness can heal itself of anything. But if you don't allow it the mechanism to do so, by preventing it from absorbing what it needs, by A, not giving it what it needs, and B, by putting into your body things that prevent it from absorbing those things, then you are simply saying that you are designing your mechanism to be inefficient at healing itself in the natural way that it could. It's as simple as that. Next question.
Hi.
And to you, good day.
Good day
or,
to you,
again,
too.
if you wish, hi.
Hi. Arigato.
Do itashimashita.
Can you and or will you tell me my soul blueprint or a theme for this life?
I am not going to tell you all the percentages of your pie chart. No, that's the purpose of the chart before you, is for you to use it as a tool to examine it and see where it resonates to you, and that will tell you exactly what kind of areas you have the strongest vibrations in, and you can make your own pie chart that way. That's an exercise and a process for all of you. We have started it off by giving you the chart, but I'm not going to do that process for you. That's your own homework.
Okay. So that includes the theme for this life as well?
One more time.
That would include the theme for this life as well?
Yes, although you can be certain that the general theme, at least, is the whole idea of exploring spirituality and becoming more of who you are. That's certainly a general theme that every single one of you I'm talking to today has in common.
So there are humans on the planet for whom that is not a theme?
Of course. Do you not see them every day, struggling through their lives? Not having a clue in that sense of how to alleviate their pain and their suffering?
Well, yeah, no, ostensibly I agree 100%. However, I would think that at a soul level, I mean,
Yes.
you're here to learn, period.
Yes, but it is also a learning to experience a life in which you die a miserable death.
Oh, great.
That's also a learning experience to the soul. Not that you have to do it that way. No one is saying the soul forces you to do it that way, but the point is that if the personality cannot find another way to have an experience, then that experience will still be used by the soul as a learning experience. The soul throws nothing away.
Right. Okay.
Does that help?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we refer to the soul blueprint chart as like a mandala you mentioned earlier? Is that a...
Yes.
Is there another way you might prefer for it to be referred to?
Yes, as a soul blueprint chart.
Okay, I'm looking at the soul blueprint chart.
You can refer to it as a template. You can refer to it as a circuit. You can refer to it as a mirror. You can refer to it as a mandala. You can refer to it any way your imagination desires. It will still serve the same function.
Other than what you have shared with us in the past about following our passion, our joy, living in the now.
Yes.
When we look at this beautiful soul blueprint,
Yes.
is there any other suggestions you have for how we may personally find techniques that we can use to help us discover our personal themes and expressions?
Besides using your imagination?
Besides what you've already shared with us, is there any other techniques we can use besides following your passion, following your joy?
Yes. There are. I suppose you now want to know what they are.
Yes.
One moment. Let me check in with someone. Are you sure you want me to answer this question? Before you answer, understand there's a very powerful reason why I'm asking you this, so be certain of your answer. Are you sure you want me to answer this question?
Can you share with me the reason?
Are you sure you want me to answer this question? No, I cannot share with you the reason.
I have to be sure. I would not have come up here and asked it if I wasn't sure.
No, you don't have to be sure.
I believe and feel that many of us here in this room, as well as myself,
notice how the question has not been answered. I am asking you personally, are you sure you want me to answer this question?
yes, I am sure.
Thank you. What is, in your estimate, the most dangerous place you could go on your planet?
In my own personal awareness,
Yes, of course.
I can think of several. I'm not sure I could pick one.
Do you believe they are equally dangerous in the way that you are labeling them to be dangerous?
A lack of knowledge would preclude me from picking one, but I would probably at this point say, yeah, they could be equally potentially as dangerous.
All right. Then
Perceived as dangerous.
it doesn't matter to you which one it would be? Or if you do choose one, just as an exercise, as a hypothetical, then in choosing one, does it suddenly seem that that one is in fact the most dangerous, or that the others you didn't choose suddenly become more dangerous? Because sometimes if you don't know what one thing is, by making a choice, that may suddenly illuminate whether one thing is something or not.
I would guess because the way I would currently segregate them would be one in terms of physical, another in terms of spiritual, and that needs some explaining, and another one in terms of like emotional.
All right. Well, in terms of physical, spiritual, or emotional danger, to use your labels, being in danger in which area would be the most dangerous thing for you? Is it more dangerous to be in physical danger, more dangerous to be in spiritual danger, or more dangerous to be in emotional danger?
In spiritual, with understanding what I mean by that.
Which means?
I don't know if this place is real or exists.
Well, I asked you to pick something that you knew actually existed on your planet.
Then I may have misinterpreted, because
All right.
It's talked about as if it's real. I have beliefs that may encourage that belief of that reality that it's real.
What is the place you are referring to?
It's a place like Montauk.
Oh, it's real.
So credible sources have suggested that. I think there's another place that I have been near in proximity to that has suggested that. And if you were to ask me to pick the most dangerous place, if that is real and true,
Yes.
then that would, to me, be probably perhaps for us at this time in this expression the most dangerous place.
All right. Thank you very much. Now, are you willing to go there?
It depends
On what?
on numbers of factors.
Well, I thought the only important factor at the moment was you asking me if there's any other thing I can tell you to do that would help propel you in the direction you asked to be propelled in,
Then I might be willing to go there.
even though it is dangerous.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. Will you go there then?
Yes.
When?
Any moment of now that the requirements say I should go there.
There are no shoulds. When will you go?
I don't know.
Make a decision.
I don't know even how to get there.
Are you willing to allow your reality to show you how to get there?
I'm not sure I'm willing to choose that as my reality.
You're not?
You asked me to pick a dangerous place, not necessarily what I would choose as my reality.
All right. So you don't want to choose that as a reality?
It would not be my choice.
All right. Then there's no other advice I can give you. And no other advice is necessary. For in that sense, in this conversation,
Right.
you have recognized what you prefer.
It's what I choose.
Thank you. Does that help you?
Some.
Some.
Yes, some.
What's, in your terms, missing?
That my question was trying to derive for myself and others that we can make those choices, we can understand those things, but in our day-to-day existence,
Yes.
we can become confused. We can lose track. And
And why would you choose to do that?
because it seems to happen, whether we
It
choose, regardless
seems
if we
to
choose.
happen?
Regardless if we choose,
No. That's an illusion.
we can get overwhelmed with the illusions.
Yes, I know, but that's also from your choices.
So how do we discern? How do we learn to distinguish from the plethora of passions, of joys that we may be experiencing?
Number one, if you wish me to put this on a very pragmatic level, stop thinking so much. In that sense, your confusion really comes from overthinking your options. If you really understand and really believe that all you have to do is at any given moment choose the thing that contains the highest degree of excitement, then where does the confusion come from?
Discerning what is the highest degree of excitement.
That's not difficult. Not difficult at all. And only by overthinking the issue would you find it difficult or confusing. When we talk about the idea, remember, of following your highest joy, we're not necessarily talking about a life-spanning career or a job or a project. We simply mean that at any given moment you have available to you a number of options of things you could take action on. All you have to do is discern at that moment which one contains the highest excitement, that you have the highest degree of capability of doing something about, and do it. That's all. In other words, it's no more confusing than the idea of why you chose to come into this interaction today as opposed to doing something else. That's all. You made a decision based on what you thought would be exciting. It's as simple as that. Now, in the next moment, you may decide taking a walk on the beach is the most exciting thing you can think of to do. If that is true out of all the options available to you that you are aware of, that you're capable of taking action on, then I would suggest that taking a walk on the beach would be the thing to do, because it's the most exciting thing you are capable of taking action on, as an example. All you have to do is keep it moment to moment. That's all. When you are done doing the thing that you have chosen and have taken it as far as you can and can take it no further, then again you have arrived at the same crossroad. What out of all the available options at that moment is the most exciting one that you have the highest degree of ability to do something about? Do it. And the next moment do the same, and the next moment do the same, and the next moment do the same. That's all there is to it. It doesn't have to be confusing in that sense, and the only reason it would seem to be is possibly because you're elevating it to a level beyond what we are talking about. It's not meant to be in that sense some mysterious thing you can't fathom that you're supposed to be doing for the lifespan of your life, or some big project that you don't know about yet. Those things may come in time and your excitement may show up in those forms. But the idea is to keep it simple so that the confusion doesn't come into it. That's why we always say take it down to the basic level. Keep it simple. Just do at any given moment the most exciting thing you're aware of that's available to you. That's all. And just keep doing that. If you do that, where's the confusion? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Does that help clarify the issue?
Yes, it does.
Does it seem to help remove some of the confusion?
Yes, it does.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. It really, really, really is that simple. Really is that simple. This isn't a trick. It's really that simple. One moment. We will now like to take this opportunity to remind each and every one of you that you really have what you need to move forward. Keep it basic, keep it obvious, keep it simple. You really have what you need. This does not need to be confusing. It really doesn't. However, if in that sense you find it confusing, then examine the confusion itself. Go into it, dive into it. Make that the experience. Make that following your excitement. For whatever is the strongest thing going on in your life is probably representative at that moment of the thing you really need to look at to find out who you are. So dive into it. And if it's confusion, dive into it. Let yourself get really confused. If you're experiencing fear, let yourself get really afraid. Use it to the maximum effect. Let it show you why it's there. Put a strong light on it. Don't hide it. Don't run from it. Don't suppress it. Bring it out. Amplify, magnify the confusion. Magnify the fear. You're safe. You're safe. You really are eternally safe. Play with those things. Find out what confusion means to you. Find out what fear means to you. Find out what messages they are delivering to you. That's what they're there for. So if one of those things is the issue, amplify it, magnify it. Don't try to run from it or figure out how to get out of it. Invite it to stay. Invite it to grow. Invite it to expand. Invite it to consume you. And then find out what it has to offer you. Play with it. It will play back. It will play back. And in playing back, it will reveal to you what it is actually made of. The point is, again, paradoxically, that by actually inviting such a condition to grow, you actually render it transparent, and it reveals its components to you and becomes something other than what it actually began as. You dissolve it by actually expanding it. Because growth is from expansion, not contraction. So when you are willing to expand even something like fear and confusion, knowing you are safe in doing so, then it will expand in a manner that will reveal itself to you, will reveal what it's made of, will reveal its components, and in that instantaneous revelation, you will no longer experience it as fear or confusion. It will become something completely different. It will become simply information. It will become knowledge. It will become awareness. And it will become growth. It will become the experience of yourself in a new way, a profoundly strong, impactful way. Be bold in your explorations. Don't be shy. Be bold in your explorations. It is the only way you will really discover exactly how strong you are, how bold you are. Let yourself discover how strong and bold you are. Nothing that you generate, fear, confusion, doubt, nothing that you generate is beyond your capacity to understand because it has been generated from you for your own purposes. Use the things you are creating. Don't shun them. Don't walk around them. Use what you are creating. If it's confusion, use it. If it's fear, use it. The sooner you use it, the sooner it no longer has a reason to stick around. because it has been valued. And when it is valued, when all aspects of you are valued by you, then even like unto the concept of money, when you value something, it grows in appreciation. It appreciates. And you will appreciate everything that you are more and more and more, and grow. Our unconditional gratitude, our unconditional love, our unconditional thank you for the co-creation of this unique experience. Spiritual no less for us than for you. We thank you for illuminating our spirit and allowing our spirit to illuminate yours. Good day. Thank you. Thank you all very much for being here. Appreciate it very much, and have a good day.